about humanity.
Let's get this bullish show on the flipping road. Good morning, afternoon, evening, dudes, wherever you are tuning in from. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This is the Bullish Bitcoin Show, and today is Monday, the 10th of November, 2025. And as always, strong Bitcoin hand. If you have a strong hand and you hold through all the turmoil, you will come out on top and you will win. That's all you need to know from this channel. You buy, you hold, you get on with life. Simple as that. I can see you all joining in the chat, so I'll come to you in a minute, as I always do. But I want to address those that might be finding this channel for the first time today or in the future. Don't come looking for financial advice. You're not going to find it. Charts, price predictions, TA, lines. Nope, you're not going to see it. Just some guy on the internet. So important you do your own research, people. Never invest in anything that you haven't researched, learned about, and decided that it feels right for you. So don't come looking for any type of financial advice. You're not going to find it here. Just some guy. Okay, very quickly. You should follow me somewhere else. I've seen other channels get taken down. I've seen Didi from the Bitcoin family getting 3 strikes in a short space of time, and he doesn't know why he's got those strikes, and he's reached out to YouTube, and they're totally useless, and they're not helping him, and, you know, channels go down. Channels that have been running for years and years. Adam Meister in the chat, we had our channels taken down, I don't know when it was now, I believe around 2021, and it was a total nightmare to get them back. And Adam, if it hadn't have been for you, I probably wouldn't have got my channel back. So people, follow me somewhere else. There's a link in the show notes where you can follow me. I've got a backup channel called UK Bitcoiner. I'm on Rumble. This is going out live on Rumble right now. That is UK BitcoinMaster 1. That's the numeric number 1. Follow me somewhere else, I implore you. Check out the Best of Exmoor, a holiday company in the UK. You can see top left, they are a Bitcoiner. So I only have Bitcoin-only companies that will sponsor my show. So check them out. We've been on vacation, holiday, whatever you call it, twice now, 2 years running, different cottages, both absolutely superb. The one thing you can't guarantee here in the UK is the weather, but the cottages themselves were absolutely superb. I believe they got about 200 in the portfolio, and there's something for absolutely everyone, including how you want to pay for those holidays / vacations. So check them out, people, because they are Bitcoiners. If you scan the QR code or click the link in the show notes, then Chris, the owner, knows it will come from my channel. Okay, so back to me. Let's see who we've got in my chat, as I always do. And yep, it is the regulars, people, but it's great to have you here. Neddy is in the house. We've got Chelsea Baz with us. We've got Janet Yellen's Liquidity coming in from somewhere in the US. John G is with us. Elaine Mrs. UK. She's downstairs, actually. Who else have we got? Justin Dizzy is with us. Bitcoin Meister in the house. Big GF, welcome. Good to see you. Yorkie Bitcoiner, who's supposed to be sunning himself and walking in 27 degrees and wall-to-wall sunshine, is watching my YouTube channel. You should be holidaying, dude. Go and enjoy it. Watch it on catch up. Yorkie, good to have you here. Bram VDB is in the house as well. Welcome, everyone. Smash the like button. Tweet this out. Do all the normal stuff because it's imperative. Okay, Mr. Six has joined us. Right, I want to get on with the show, if I may. And I had to add something, lastminute.com, to the show because I like to keep my viewers abreast of what's going on out there. And I want to start with this. I got an email in this morning from, in quotes, Trezor. And you know what? I read the email and it was so well put together and it looks so like Trezor, except that I know what I'm looking for, but a new person could easily get fooled into clicking that big green button to update your credentials. You do that, your Bitcoin is gone. What you need to do is always look at the email address. And I put a red box around it. I can't quite see it, but I believe it is Trezor at email.redrobin.com. Does that sound like Trezor.io to you? People, please be careful, because these phishing emails look so professional and they're not. They're scams. I say it on all my shows, do I not? Never click on a link in an email. I read this and the first impression was, this is really an impressive email. And if they send that out to massive databases, they know, those scammers, that a small percentage of people are going to click that link and then they've got your Bitcoin. Don't do it. First thing, always go up and check the email address and you won't go far wrong. Okay, so the thumbnail talked about they know what is coming. Okay, that's why they are in Bitcoin. Who are they? Anyone and everyone that is a big player, an institution. They know what's going on. It is the regular plebs that are selling their Bitcoins and handing them over to weak hands. Don't do it. So here's the first article of the day. Gold is difficult to verify. CZ pokes Bitcoin critic Shifty Pete. Binance co-founder CZ has come at popular Bitcoin critic Peter Schiff with a strong argument against gold. In a November 8th post on X, the crypto pioneer stated plainly that the traditional metal asset is, quote, difficult to verify. His statement comes as questions arose on X about the stalled 2025 Fort Knox audit that clearly is not going to happen. He tagged Peter Schiff to his post, suggesting a possible jab. Schiff is a well-known gold advocate and economist who seizes every opportunity to slam the flagship crypto Bitcoin. Then, on one hand, is CZ, who believes that Bitcoin could surpass gold in the future. Hey, we're all in agreement with that. It is only a matter of time. Just give it time. Ignore these narratives and you're not going to go far wrong. Okay, so Vinny Rondo, Stacking Richie, I can see you guys in Rumble in the chat. Welcome, dudes. Smash that like button. Do what you need to do. Share the link out. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Okay, then there's this one. And I knew this would happen way back in 2017 when I got in and I started learning. Banking giant JPMorgan Chase issues massive Bitcoin price forecast, says top crypto asset now appears undervalued compared to gold. Remember their CEO, Jamie Dimon, calling it a fraud and a pet rock and a scam. And if he were the government, he would close it down. Well, how the mighty have fallen. Banking giant JPMorgan Chase believes Bitcoin is now undervalued after the asset's major pullback in October. In a new note to clients that's gone viral on X, JPMorgan strategist Nicolaus, I'm not going to say that other word, highlights Bitcoin's sharp decline, falling over 20% last month to 99,000. Since then, he says leverage levels have returned to normal, with the reset making Bitcoin appear cheap compared to gold on a volatility-adjusted basis. At this point, the strategist says that to match gold's value in private investments, Bitcoin would need to climb 2/3 higher, and that targets a price of 170,000. And then, isn't it little wonder they report 64% increase in their Bitcoin ETF holdings. JPMorgan Chase recently added to its spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund holdings, boosting its holdings by 64%. People, you need to understand something. These are big players that once they get the Bitcoin, they're locking it up and it's off the market. And every time whoever those big players are dump the market, whether it's whales dumping, whether it's OGs dumping, whether it's market manipulation, I don't know. I can't comment on any of it. But for whatever reason, you go and get freaked out of your Bitcoin. You sell out thinking it's going to go down even further. They mop it up cheaply and they rub their hands together. Please do not fall for it. If you are on my show, you should never fall for it, because I'm constantly beating the drum about it. Here's another reason. Don't get rid of your Bitcoin. The Bitcoin power law, some hate it, some love it, suggests a coiled spring ready to burst higher. This is what I've been saying, the basketball under the water analogy. The Bitcoin power law, which places Bitcoin at a fair value of $142,000, suggests that the price of Bitcoin is getting ready to burst to the upside, according to author and analyst Adam Livingston. Bitcoin's upper band price by December 31st, 25 is projected at 512,000, while the fair value price sits around 142,000, with the low end of the range coming in just north of 50,000, Livingston said. Now, here's the power law chart. And basically, from what you're looking at, I believe that green line in the middle is the fair value of Bitcoin. The bottom red is the 50K, and the top one, I can't see what it is, it looks maroon or purple, is the 500,000 mark. No one knows where this is going to go, but if you look at the chart, take a look at the previous run-ups, and there's three significant ones there. And I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to run up again, but, you know, if history is anything to go by, then why couldn't this thing all of a sudden release that coiled spring and pile drive upwards to that top band and maybe touch 400 or 500 grand? I'm not saying it's going to. We're getting pretty close to the end of the year now, but anything is possible with Bitcoin. 8.5 years in, I can tell you this. When everybody's saying Bitcoin is going to do one thing, it does the complete opposite. So you need to stack, you need to hodl in self-custody and let Bitcoin do its thing. And if you do that, you are going to be extremely, extremely happy. So, quote, every previous time Bitcoin did this, one of two things happened. It exploded upwards because it had been underpriced relative to its long-term power law, or it briefly dipped into the lower band and then ripped vertically harder than before. So that is why I say hang on in there, people. We are at 105,800 at the moment. We've recovered just under 5 grand since yesterday. You know, it may go down again. Who knows what's going on? But do not try and time the market because you'll lose it all. Whales and banks secretly loading up on Bitcoin during the fear. That is exactly what I've just been saying. While many retail investors panicked and rushed to exit the market, whales and institutions instead chose to dive deeper. Amid the gloomy macro environment and sluggish market sentiment, a quiet movement began to take place behind the scenes. Those with deep pockets appeared to be avoiding the panic, instead slowly but surely accumulating Bitcoin. One striking example, we've just touched on them, is JPMorgan now holds more than 5.28 million shares of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, equivalent to a value of approximately $340 million. So if you own Bitcoin in self-custody, way to go. Give yourself a pat on the back because you are doing way better than the likes of JPMorgan, who are keeping it in what we call an IOU. That's a 64% increase since June. On-chain data also shows a shift in ownership from weak to strong hands. It doesn't end there. Donald J. Trump made his money in real estate. They're realizing that real estate is a dead horse now, and now his boys are now deep down into crypto and, in quotes, Bitcoin. Trump Brothers American Bitcoin boost its holdings to 415 million as the stock seesaws. American Bitcoin, or ABTC, the Nasdaq-traded Bitcoin treasury and mining company backed by Eric and Donald Trump Jr., has bought its holdings to 4,004 Bitcoin now. Now worth about $415 million, the company announced on Friday. Quote, we continue to expand our Bitcoin holdings rapidly and cost-effectively through a dual strategy that integrates scale Bitcoin mining operations with disciplined at-market purchases, American Bitcoin co-founder and chief strategy officer Eric Trump said. My point in all of this, they know what's coming. If you don't know what's coming, you are not deep enough down that rabbit hole. For me, macro, Bitcoin's eating the world, but it's eating it one day, one new adoption at a time. It's not going to eat the world when you want number go up, but number most definitely is going to go up. All I can't do is put a time frame on it, but buy like your life depends on it if you are buying, because your financial future really does. When you look at when the money printer goes on, they're going to give stimmy checks out, aren't they? $2,000 in the US, and that's about $500 billion they're going to give out to regular, and well, $500 billion, you know, that's going to start pumping the market on its own, but it's also going to create raging inflation to go with it. So that is why have you got Bitcoin? Okay, quick shout out, if I may, to Orange Pill app, now known as Club Orange. Okay, just updated it. It's an app for Bitcoiners, and I'm not going to go into everything you can do on it, but it's incredible. You got to try it out if you're new. You can take a 1-month subscription for the price of a cup of coffee to see if you like it or not. If you do that using my link in the show notes, they'll give you 5,000 sats. Once that subscription is activated, then if you don't like it, you can cancel it. But I'm telling you, we are lifetime members now, and I love Club Orange. I keep wanting to say OPA. Our second show sponsor by the Book Accountancy, another hardened Bitcoiner. This is Robin Thatcher, their CEO and founder. He was a guest on my show 2 or 3 months back, maybe 4 months back. I've lost track of time completely. He heads up by the Book Accountancy, also known as Crypto Tax Help. He does accounting in the UK for regular businesses as well as crypto and Bitcoin businesses, although I'm at pains to say he is a solid Bitcoiner, but he does crypto bros taxes as well. Otherwise, as an accountant, he's going to shoot himself in the foot. It is well worth it if you're in the UK to take a 30-minute free consultation with Robin to find out how you stand with January looming and all the crazy algorithms that they're going to put into place to kick off, where they're going to know everything about our transactions. Just having a look down. Nobody else has joined that I can see. Make sure everyone gets a shout out. Okay, so moving on. Some tweets. Alex Mason. The EU will require identity checks for all cash transactions above €3,000 and all crypto transactions regardless of amount. Cash transactions over €10,000 will be banned, which doesn't seem all that bad if you're a regular person. Most regular people don't have 10 grand lying around. But if you're a high net worth individual, this is an absolute train wreck. It's an absolute disaster. And it is one more step towards totalitarianism, authoritarianism, dystopia, 1984, all that stuff. And it is coming. So you need to have an opt-out, and that opt-out is Bitcoin. Useless. This is what I don't get. Useless. It's a coin, is up 14% and outperformed every major meme coin after Trump's stimmy announcement. Useless is outperforming Doge, Pepe, Bonk, SBX, Fartcoin, SWIFT, and other major meme coins. Is the useless rally to 1 billion market cap finally about to happen? It's madness. There's no use case for it, and yet it's pumping. Because you know why? People know that they're screwed with fiat currencies, and they're just degenerate gamblers trying to make a fast buck. And I'm telling you, all they're going to do is lose their money. So don't fall for it just because you see these announcements. It's up 14% and you think, I need to get in. Don't do it. Buy and hold Bitcoin. I had to look who this guy is. I believe he's a major hedge fund guy. Josh Mandel reports losing over $1.2 million on IBIT call options, which he bought after predicting Bitcoin would reach 444,000 by November the 8th. Forgive me. What a total nerd. What a total knob. Really. You know, going doing something like that. This is just crazy. Like I've said, Bitcoin does the opposite of what we all think it's going to do. And here's a seasoned trader and hedge fund manager, I believe. I might have got it wrong. Somebody put in the chat if you know who this guy is. Has gone and lost over 1.2 million through making crazy bets. It just isn't worth it. It really isn't. Bitcoin Mina. Dubai is the first government to accept Bitcoin in the Middle East. The UAE is leading the way. Okay? This is that game theory playing out. This is that then they fight you, then you win playing out. They're all starting to realize they do not want to be left behind and be last. And all of a sudden, we're going to get a gradually, and then a suddenly moment that's going to melt faces. I can absolutely feel it. I can't quantify it, but I can absolutely feel it. And then one from Sailor. Buy now. He knows what's going on. You know, Michael Saylor says, buy Bitcoin now. This was a day or so ago. We were still around the 100K mark. What does he know that we don't? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'm simply saying. Okay, here's another one from Bitcoin for Freedom. Love this one. 2,000 in stimmy checks. This is the end of fear. So this is in response to Donald Trump saying we are going to send out $2,000 per person, not including high-income people, and it's going to be paid to everyone. Now, who remembers the stimulus checks that you got back in I can't think, was it 2020? Yeah, it's written there. That stimulus check, and I know many people used it to buy Bitcoin. And if I'm not mistaken, I think even BitcoinMaster did. Maybe, Adam, you can put something in the chat if you did. I can't quite remember. That $1,200 is now worth nearly $19,000. 20 to 25. 5 years. Okay? So if any of you in the US get that stimulus check, buy Bitcoin with it and sit on it. I remember I put, I don't know how much Bitcoin it was away, but it was to buy a new Mac computer back in 2019. And I put it away, I bought Bitcoin with it, and in the end, I found some fiat and I bought my new Mac because I saw the value of that bit of Bitcoin going up. And today that's now worth $24,000. So if I'd have used that to buy this Mac, I'd have been looking back thinking, holy cow, this Mac cost me 24 grand in today's Bitcoin value. Unbelievable. So if you get that stimmy check in the US, mate, if I got it now, I'm telling you, there's only one place it'll be going, and that is into Bitcoin and then sitting on it. And you should really consider this. Okay, so I recently saw a video. I'm a big fan of Larry Lepard. I recently saw him on a podcast, and he came out with some good stuff. And he was talking about you should all pick up and find a compound interest calculator and see what happens if you put so much away from your paycheck. He was referring to the book, I think it's The Richest Man in Babylon, where it talks about always put 10 or 20% of your salary wages away and then make do on the rest, because compound interest will kick in. And of course, that brings into play the video I did on my channel, which when Larry's video is playing, have a listen. I'm going to put the link to that for those that haven't seen it in the chat. You should all copy that link and then go watch that video that I did. It's 19 minutes and it shows how you can turn £100 or dollars a month into 3.5 million in 20 years if you're putting 100 away every month religiously. If you've got more to put away, you can accelerate that whole process. So it's well worth going and looking that video. I'm going to play Larry Lepard's video now. Listen up. And while it's running, I'm going to put that link in the chat.
What happens to the average person? What happens to the average person who can't afford a big investment?
I feel sorry for that person. I mean, I think they've got to do the best they can to live as cheaply as they can and to try and save in their money in a currency, in gold or Bitcoin.
So let's suppose I'm making an average salary. What portion of my salary would be reasonable to allocate into something that is sound money?
Well, if you read the Richest Man in Babylon, which is a classic book on how to build wealth, they make the argument that, no matter what you're making or what you're living on, figure out a way to live on 80 or 90% of that and save 10 or 20%. And then you're paying yourself with those savings. And then you take those savings and, I don't know what that means. I mean, if it means eating more ramen versus steak, so be it. You do it. But you take those savings and you invest them in things that will compound over time. And then you let time do its thing. And eventually those savings, I mean, everyone should have a financial calculator and play with compound interest. And what you see is that if you have an asset that's growing at 10, 15, 20, I mean, right now the compound annual growth rate of Bitcoin, the last 5, 6 years, it's about 39% a year, which is really quite stunning. So, if you can say 10% of your salary, put it into Bitcoin and get 39% a year, that 39 is coming down over time as Bitcoin gets adopted. But my point is, and keep doing that over a bunch of years, and you're relatively young, I mean, this is the formula for wealth building is saving and investing in things that beat inflation. I mean, you have to save, you have to pay yourself first. You have to save part of what you earn. You have to take that and you have to put it in things that get a return. And then you just let compounding do its thing. And, if you do that, if you're in your 20s or 30s and you start doing that on a consistent basis, it's very hard to end up being 50 or 60 and not have serious wealth built because of the compounding.
Yeah, it's very hard not to have serious wealth built because of the compounding. And that's the key. And most people don't understand what compound interest is. I think Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. And he said if people really understood compound interest, they would walk through walls to get it. So, watch my video. I've put the link in both chats on Rumble and on YouTube. Go watch it, people, because it's absolutely mind-blowing, particularly when you compare it with £100 a month, putting it into a savings account that if you're really lucky will give you 4%. You'll probably get 1.5 to 2 if you're lucky annually. And then you look at 37 grand at the end of 20 years versus something ridiculous, 3.5 million, something silly. Go check it out. I've put it in both sets of chat. Okay, back to the desktop. I found this awesome quote, which is going to come up any second. There it is. And if you can't afford it, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can, said Arthur Ashe. A great quote. If you're new to all of this and you think, well, how am I supposed to afford to do this? Start where you're at. Use what you have. Tighten your belt, stop having so many takeaways, coffee's out, etc. Don't replace the car regularly like I used to, and now I don't anymore, okay? And you will find ways to stack Bitcoin for yours and your family's future. I implore you to do that. I also implore you, if you think the show gives you value, support the show. Drop a few sats. These all work. I'd prefer the Ruby Deer top left because that is my primal one. But if you want to drop a donation, send a few sats. You don't have to. I don't expect it. But some people want to. That's it, people. That is another show done for, where are they? Monday, the 10th of November, 2025. Hold on. Dig deep. Stack as hard as you can, because there's going to come a point very, very quickly where it's going to be simply stacking's going to give you hardly any return in terms of sats. At the moment, you can still get 943 sats for every spare dollar you've got lying around. So if you've got $10, that's 9,400 sats. If you've got $100, that's 94,000 Satoshis. Don't let anyone say that you can't stack Bitcoin. Probably jet lag, Eddie, just audio. Oh, you got a problem with the audio? Sorry, man. It's live. I can't do anything about it. Anyway, we're just about to finish. Go back and watch it on catch up. It'll probably be okay when YouTube puts it up there. I'll be back on Thursday with another live show. Come join us for that one. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This was your Strong Hand Bullish Bitcoin Show. Have a great week, whatever you are doing. There's somebody in our chat. It's their birthday today. So from me to you, I'm not going to dox you. Very happy birthday. Have yourself an incredible day. Have an incredible week, everyone. I'll catch you all on Thursday. Here's Chelsea Baz's awesome song about the money being broken.